Well, good morning, church family and Facebook friends. It's good to be with you this morning. Today we're in 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verses 4 through 7. The Apostle Paul says, "Knowing, brethren, beloved, your election of God, for our gospel came not unto you in word only, but also in power and in the Holy Ghost, and in much assurance, as ye know what manner of men we were among you for your sake. And ye became followers of us and of the Lord, having received the word in much affliction with joy of the Holy Ghost, so that ye were in samples to all that believe in Macedonia and Achaia." And Achaia would be down where Corinth is, and so this whole region, this church at Thessalonica became examples. He said that they were in samples to all that believe. They were examples to everyone. Paul would later use this church and the church at Philippi, the churches of Macedonia, as examples of how we ought to give when he instructs the Corinthians on that. But here he says that the gospel came not in word only, but in power and in the Holy Ghost and in much assurance. Now, how did they know that? What was the key to them being able to understand and see the gospel? It was the lifestyle, the life and testimony of the Apostle Paul and those that were with him. He said this, "As ye know what manner of men we were among you for your sake." And they became followers of Paul and of the Lord because of their testimony. So as we continue with this thought about the gospel and wanting to see the gospel go forward, wanting to be committed to the commission, we need to understand that our life, the way in which we live, is as important as the message that we preach. And oftentimes it is our lifestyle that verifies the message, and vice versa sometimes. But people will look to us and they will look at how we're living as to whether or not they're going to truly believe the gospel or not. So as we move forward in these days and we have a desire to see people get saved, let's make sure that they can see Christ in us. And as they see Christ in us, then that will open opportunities for us to share the gospel with them. Then we want to be examples to other believers. So our lifestyle is not just about the gospel to the lost, but our lifestyle also is to be examples to the believers, to other believers that may be struggling, that are maybe weak, maybe they're battling something in their life, and they can see in us hope. They can see in us our walk with Christ. So let's walk with Christ today so that others will believe the gospel and other believers will be encouraged. I love you. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.